I can feel the muggy air returning a little bit on this Tuesday here in central and eastern Kentucky. We started out with a mix of clouds and sunshine, but here in Lexington, a few storms popped up early to mid-afternoon, and they didn't move, and that prompted flash flood warning for Fayette County earlier in the afternoon. Just primarily some low-lying areas seeing some minor flooding. Luckily, that storm collapsed fairly quickly. Daily afternoon storm chances through the midweek with your weather headlines, temperatures, and humidity lovers. They're going to feel a little more like August here. Nothing off the charts, but you could start to feel it out there today. And then looking ahead to the upcoming weekend, kind of on the toasty side to go along with some hit and miss thunderstorms. The bulk of those have been here in the bluegrass. A few of those sneaking into south central Kentucky. We're dry here in Lexington, anything but. Central Boyle County between Junction City and Perryville. It's raining in Danville rather heavily. Lancaster as well. Down into northern Rockcastle, southern part of Madison County, and then stretching over into southern Estill County. And then from the east side of Cynthiana running up toward Mount Olivet and just west of Maysville. And a couple of additional cells developing north of Frenchburg, right over Salt Lick there off the interstate there in Bath County. So right over Lexington, that was front and center initially. We got some upper level energy combined with the increased humidity and of course the sun coming out, stirring things up a bit. That's helped to fuel a lot of these storms. Hopefully they'll begin to go by the wayside as we see the sunset a little later on this evening. It's sunny in Mount Sterling now, in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse, where it's 79. It's not overly hot anywhere. Jackson County back into some sunshine right at 80 degrees at the Kentucky Mesonet site there near McKee. Rain-cooled air trying to recover a bit. Upper 70s, those areas down south that have not seen anything in the way of rainfall, and out west, mid 80s, which again is a few degrees below average for this time of the year. But here's the difference. Those dew points are up 70-ish, even sneaking into the low 70s. So we expected it to come back maybe a little more quickly than anticipated, but it's nothing like what we dealt with through much of July out to the west, beginning to warm up just a touch. That upper level system is going to really take its time pressing eastward. So as a result, that will keep the chances for a few isolated to scattered storms in the forecast rolling into the day on Wednesday. Later on tonight, pretty quiet. We'll be in the mid, possibly a few upper 60s out there. And then tomorrow we'll do it all again. A more favorable area, maybe into eastern Kentucky, considering that's where the upper level trough will be moving at that point. We've kind of flirted with the very muggy with that boost today on the muggy cast. We're going to kind of level it out and hang in some humid air. Nothing overly high for the early part of August as we get deeper in the week. So with that system beginning to move out, still hanging on to an isolated storm chance into the day on Thursday and even possibly Friday and for the upcoming weekend with those temperatures into the upper 80s. But you notice here, the chances overall are going to be lower end, and that is very important for the upcoming weekend because, of course, this is the summer swan song as far as being off school for the weekend and outdoor activities. A lot of school systems heading back next week. Now, we could see a few pop-ups here and there, and if you get underneath one, that could produce some localized heavier rain, but fairly optimistic given how the futurecast is looking down the road. 87 is the average high. We'll be there by Friday, and with the lesser chances over the weekend, a legitimate shot at maybe sneaking back toward the 90-degree mark. Once those storms do diminish during the evening hours, few clouds, mild tonight, 65 tomorrow, partly sunny, 85. Few storms around here and there, and that's going to be a common theme, albeit fairly low chances through the remainder of the week, the upcoming weekend, and early next week as well. And as mentioned, feeling like early and even by then heading toward mid-August with afternoon highs in the upper 80s to around 90.